Hi everyone, it's Kristen. Welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here today. We are going to be doing a mat routine today, which can be a great addition to your reformer workout or just a standalone exercise routine. So this is what I call the flat mat, which involves no flexion of your spine. So this is a great routine for beginners, but also if you have any kind of back issues or osteoporosis where you should not be flexing your spine, this is a great routine for you. So we're going to go ahead and get started. The only accessory that I have that you might want to grab is a little hand towel just for a cushion for your head, to keep your head elevated a little bit if you feel like your neck is very strained when you're lying down. So go ahead and lie down flat on your back. You'll keep your knees bent and your feet flat on the mat. And you'll find them just about a fist distance apart. Make sure your toes are pointing straight ahead. That's what we call parallel. You feel your shoulders roll back to the mat. You feel the weight back in the center of your head, and you should be looking very level to the ceiling. If you're looking back at all, you know your shin is a little too high and you definitely need some support under your head. So here we're just going to focus on first getting into the low abdominal connection, because that's the most important thing of every exercise that we do here, is making sure we're pulling in the right abdominals. We have to separate the upper and the lower abdominals, because if we always pull in the upper abdominals, then we don't get a chance to breathe properly. So place your hands right below your navel. And I want you to take a big breath in and feel your body expand with your inhale. And then on your exhale, really focus on pulling in the abdominals right underneath your hands. And then as you take your inhale, you try to keep them pulling in a little bit. But on your exhale, you really feel them pull in deeper. And a deep breath in. And exhale, see if you can pull them in a little more. Keep one hand on your low abdominals and then place the other hand at the base of your ribs. As you breathe in, make sure you feel your ribs expand. And exhale, you may feel them pull to the mat a little bit more, and that is okay. And inhale, you still try to pull in your low abdominals, but your ribs expand. And then exhale, everything kind of sinks down into the mat. So just keep remembering that throughout every exercise that we do, and I'll keep reminding you. So the first exercise is our warm-up. It's called the 100. So I'm going to show you progressions, but first we're going to start with the feet flat down. So from here, I want you to lift your arms right above the level of your body, roll your shoulders back to the mat. You're going to start strongly pumping your arms up and down. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Inhale, let your ribs expand. Exhale, pull your low belly in. Make sure your whole arm is straight. And then we're going to set a rhythm to this. So we're going to breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. In, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's take 2 more deep breaths like this. Okay, if we're going to progress it, we can go legs in tabletop position. Squeeze your heels together. Keep your knees right above your hips and your feet in line with your knees. Keep pulling in your low abdominals, and if you want to progress it even farther, you stretch your legs towards the ceiling. Keep them a little bent. Now let's take 1 more deep breath. And exhale, hug your knees into your body. So place your feet flat down on the mat again, and walk them away from you just a little bit towards the end of your mat. I want you to feel like you stand strongly in your left leg, and then bend your right knee in towards your chest. We're going to get ready for the single leg circles. Lift that right leg up towards the ceiling, keeping the knee a little bent. Roll your shoulders back. Circle your leg towards the inside of your body first. Go down about halfway to the outside, and then back to the ceiling. Circle across, around, up. Across, around, up. Inhale. Exhale, stop every time at the top. We'll take 2 more this direction. And then we'll reverse the circle. You're going to go to the outside first, around and up. Now as you go here, I want you to bring a little bit of focus onto your left hip. Try to keep it as quiet on the mat as you can, so it's not rolling all around. And 1 more time. Then bend your knee in, place your foot back down. Feel like now you stand into your right leg, bend your left knee in towards your chest, lift your leg up. You want to make sure that you keep your knee above your hip. So don't go for a straighter leg if your knee is not directly above your hip. So again, we're going to circle across the inside, around, and up. Only going about halfway down. Think of your circles only being about shoulder width apart. We'll go one more time around. Will that be about 6? And then reverse the circle. Take a deep breath in and exhale to finish the circle. Remember to pull in your low abdominals, especially on your exhales. 2 more. And 1. Bend your knee in. Bring your other knee into your chest as well. Hold on top of your knees. Unless that hurts your knees at all, you can hold behind your thighs. So the next exercise is called single leg stretch. Place both hands on top of one knee and stretch your other leg up towards the ceiling, keeping it a little bent. Let your elbows be out wide and pull that knee in towards your chest. And now switch your legs. Pull the knee into your chest, switch your legs. And keep the leg that's straightening up to the ceiling just a little bit bent. Deep breath in and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Let's do 4 more each leg. Maybe a little quicker now. Pull, switch, pull, switch, pull, switch, pull, and both knees come in. Keep your hands on top of your knees. And now try to hug your heels together and keep your toes a little bit apart. This is called the double leg stretch. So on your inhale, reach your arms and legs up to the ceiling. Keep your heels together. And exhale, hug your knees back in. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And exhale as you bend in. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, bend in. A little quicker. Inhale, exhale. If we want to get a little fancier with it, we'll add a circle of the arms. So you'll reach up, circle your arms, hug your knees in. 2 more. And then hug your knees in, rest. So place your feet back down on the mat. Now we're going to flip over onto our stomach. These are back strengthening exercises. So the first one that we're going to do is called swan preparation. So you're going to stack your hands down on the mat, palm over palm, and rest your forehead down on the back of your hand. Bring your legs long and together. Try to hug your heels together if you can. If that's too tight for your back, separate your heels a little bit. So from here, I want you to really focus on pulling your low belly in away from the mat, and then relax it. Pull your belly away from the mat, and then relax it. Really make sure you're focusing on the ones below your navel, those lowest abdominals. One more time. And relax. Now, try to keep pulling those low abdominals in. Keep your feet down on the mat. And inhale, lift your head and hands off the mat together. Hold and hover. And then lower back down. Inhale as you lift up. Exhale, lower down. Inhale. Exhale. So try to keep your hips level into the mat, all the bony landmarks you feel. Make sure they're all contacting the mat. One more time. And then lower down. So next are called the single leg kicks. So I want you to prop up onto your forearms. So make sure that your elbows are wider than your shoulders and they're forward of your shoulders. And then angle your fists in towards each other. So make 2 fists. Make sure the pinky side of your fist is down on the mat. Roll your shoulders back and make sure you can still feel your bottom ribs into the mat. Keep pulling in your low abdominals. If you don't, you might feel this in your low back. So we're going to bend one knee in towards your seat and give it a little kick. Lower the leg and switch. Pull in, kick, and switch. Pull in, kick, and switch. In, kick, switch. In, kick, switch. Nice deep breath. And your gaze should be just about at the top of your mat. Let's take 2 more each leg. And last one each. From there, go ahead and lower both legs and turn over onto your back again. And hug your knees into your chest when you're there, just to give your low back a nice stretch. From there, we're going to turn over onto your side. This is called the side kick series. So you want to make sure that you line up fully to the back edge of your mat. Take your bottom arm long And take that little hand towel and go ahead and place it between your ear and your shoulder, just to keep your neck a little more in line with the rest of your spine. From there, bring your bottom knee forward and let your shin run parallel to the edge of the mat. Keep your other leg stretched out right in line with your body. This top hand is going to be flat on the mat. You're going to reach that leg as far as you can away from you, like you're really stretching out to reach your heel maybe to the wall on the other side of the room. So keep that reach, pulling both sides of your waist long. You're going to start to lower your leg down to the mat and then come up only to hip height. And down to the mat and up to hip height. Check to see if you're still pulling in your low abdominals here. And breathing deeply. We'll take 3 more. Nice and slow, like you have a little resistance each direction. And then keep your leg up at hip height, keeping your body as stable as you can. Reach your leg behind you as far as you can. And then sweep your leg to the front. Reach behind you again. Try not to roll your body forward. And then sweep to the front. Reach to the back. And sweep to the front only as far as you don't feel like you have to round your back to kick front. So keep long from head to tailbone. We'll do 3 more. Keep trying to press your bottom leg down strongly in the mat. Let's do 1 more time. And then bring your leg back in line with your body. Hold it there. I want you to draw little tiny circles out through your heel, about the size of a tennis ball. We're going to go 8 times around. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Bring your legs together and rest. All right, so let's go ahead and switch to the other end. Changing sides. And still line yourself up the same way to the back edge of your mat. And bring the towel between your ear and your shoulder. So everything is in line back here, but then I'm going to bring the bottom knee forward, letting the shin run parallel to the edge of the mat. The top leg is still back there. Reach out through your heel and really push, push, push out through your heel. Reach to that wall. Top hand on the mat. We're going to go down to the mat, up to hip height. Down to the mat, up to hip height. You don't want to go any higher than your hip height. Otherwise, you're just going to shorten the top side of your waist, which we want to keep nice and even and stable. We'll take 2 more. And last one. Keep your top leg at hip height. You're going to start to sweep it behind you as far as you don't tip forward, and then to the front as far as you don't round your spine. And tip to the back, or sweep to the back, and reach to the front. And back, and front, and back, and front. We'll go 4 more here. So again, only go as big as you're not rocking back and forth with your upper body. And last time. And then reach your leg back behind you, hold it. Reach out through your heel still. 8 small tennis balls. We go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Reverse your circles. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And bring your knees together and rest. Okay. So turn over onto your back. In fact, I'm just going to stay at this end this time. So we'll do just a couple stretches here. So first, hug your knees into your chest. So again, you stretch your low back. But then place your feet down flat on the mat. And let your knees fall open wide, bringing the bottoms of your feet together. It's almost a prayer position. From there, try to feel that your hips are very level, like you have a bowl of soup on your hips and the bowl of soup is perfectly level. And from here, these are called butterfly stretches. So we're going to start to bring the knees a little bit together and then open them out to the side again. And a little together and open out. And try to feel some resistance again each direction so you don't just flop your knees open and close. Do a couple more. And last time. Okay. So go ahead and come over onto your side and then prop yourself up. So these are called the side bend preparation. And I want you to be on your forearm. Keep your knees bent, feet stacked, and let your elbow be just the tiniest bit out from under your shoulder. Okay, so the top hand can be on the mat for support if you need, Otherwise, you're going to rest your top arm on your body. Now, first thing I want you to do is I want you to feel like you tug your elbow in strongly towards your side so that you go ahead and lift the side just a little bit away from the mat, right? We're not sinking. Feel your shoulders roll onto your back. Now your knees are going to stay bent here, so we're just focusing on the lift of the bottom hip off of the mat. So pull with the elbow, keep looking straight in front of you, and try to lift your hips off the mat and hold there. And then lower back down. And again, do the action of pulling the elbow first, lift the hips next, keep your knees bent, and then lower back down. We'll take that 2 more times. Pull the elbow, lift the hips up, pull your lowest abdominals in, and lower back down. And 1 more time. Pull and lift, and lower back down. And we'll switch to the other side. So again, stack your knees, stack your feet together, and come down on your elbow. So pull the elbow towards your side. Make sure it's maybe just the tiniest bit out from under your shoulder. And then lift your hips off the mat, and then lower them back down. Pull, lift, and hold, and lower down. 2 more times. Pull and lift, and lower, and 1 more time. And lower back down. Okay, so now we're going to go over onto the hands and knees. We're going to do a plank here. We also call it front support in Pilates. So I'll give you 2 options. So I'll start you out. We'll do elbows and knees first. This will be your modification, especially if you have any shoulder or wrist issues. And then the knees are going to be directly under your hips. So make sure that your elbows are maybe just a little wider than your shoulders. The pinky side of your fist is down in the mat. So feel like you're looking just like right in between your hands. You pull your low abs in. You feel your shoulders roll back and your elbows dig in. Step one leg back and put your toes on the mat. Make sure that you're standing on the ball of your foot and that your toes are not curled under. Step your other leg back to meet it. Hold it there for 3 deep breaths. One more. Without shifting around or collapsing, bring one knee back in, followed by the other. So if that felt good, go ahead and stay with that one if it was challenging enough. Otherwise, you can come up onto your hands. So the hands will go, again, slightly wider than the shoulders, but make sure that your weight is directly over top of your hands. Still pull your abdominals in, and now look a little forward of your hands on your mat. Step one leg back, put your toes down, step the other leg back to meet it. Make sure that you haven't shifted your weight back towards your feet. Stay over top of your hands. 3 deep breaths. And then one knee back in, followed by the other. Go ahead and sit back towards your heels into a resting child's pose, just to give your back a little stretch and your wrists a break. So our final exercise today is going to be a standing exercise, so hopefully you've come up from your mat by now. This is called chest expansion, as the name implies. It helps to expand the chest, really open up the front of your chest and help bring your shoulders back, which is something that we all need. So I'm going to stand to the side. And I want you to place your feet a fist distance apart on the mat with your toes pointing straight ahead, and just notice where your weight is on your feet. Try to make sure it's nice and balanced. Roll your shoulders up and back, kind of like you're draping them on a coat hanger. Make sure you're looking straight ahead. And imagine lifting your spine so tall it's like you could float each bone off the other all the way up to the ceiling. And imagine a string from the top of your head pulling you up to the ceiling as well. Reach your arms out in front of you and take a deep breath in and bring your arms back. Bring your shoulder blades as close together on your back as you can and turn your head to the left. Turn to the right. Center and exhale as you bring your arms forward. And again, inhale, reach your arms back, but this time we look to the right first. To the left. Center, exhale, arms forward. Inhale. Look, look, center, exhale, arms forward. Inhale, arms back. Look right, look left, center, exhale. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Center, exhale. So let's finish with a nice deep breath. So open your palms and take a big inhale as you bring your arms up to the ceiling. Really lift tall. And then exhale, turn your palms away as you bring your arms slowly down to your sides. All right, thank you so much for joining me today. If you have any questions, please let me know. And please subscribe if you have not already. Thank you.